stories.
I kind of, made a story for the collection. She's a girl from another planet, and then she comes to Earth because her planet is dying. And then when she came here, na-damage yung gadget niya. Of course, this is her new home. She has to adapt to the humans and then do what we do. But every time he tries to copy something like a working man in a suit, it turned out to be hindi kompleto. Parang imbalance yung dating. That's why most of the garments are like distorted.
I'm gonna christen you the technician. I look at your patterns and I'm scratching my head. My goodness, how many seams and how many darts and how many pieces that you have to create in order to make one piece. And then it's very tricky, but it works. And then when that dress came out, I was scratching my head. What's that? Why did all of a sudden there's this sort of like 50s dress? And then she started to unravel it. And you know what's so interesting about that thing is because you took a risk. That could have been a disaster. But you know what? It was fantastic. I thought that last dress wasn't exactly necessary anymore. I really didn't like it so much. I found it sort of like disconnected.
You were fantastic. Your collection was wonderful. There were some pieces I didn't love, but you know what? You impressed all of us. I can tell that you really, really worked super hard on this one by the way you're acting, by the output you've shown us, and that's something we can relate to. So that's something you can relate to, I'm sure.
One thing that really struck me is the accessories.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
I mean, the right accessory is so important really on every piece of clothing, and the way you did it, it's really great. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, I have to say, as an accessories designer, I mean, listen, accessories can make or break the outfit, and I think your accessories completely made all your outfits. I mean, to me, it was like TDC, total design concept.
You've done a great job. We've chosen the best final three, and I couldn't be prouder.
I must say congratulations for what you did. You are so good. You're so great. You have all the potentials to be a great designer someday.
You put a lot of love, labor, blood, sweat, and tears into whatever you did, and it shows. I mean, it's really mind-blowing.
I'm just so happy because the future of Philippine fashion
It's bright.
is bright.
Yes,
right.
yeah.
Bravo! Bravo!
I think this is going to be a very tough decision for all of us. So we're going to have a little chat, and when we call you back out, we're going to find out who the winner of Project Runway Philippines is going to be. Please leave the runway. Let's start with Philip. What do we think about his collection?
I just felt that he needed a leash. He was like a little all over the place. I mean, listen, each and every one of them, I felt like he was telling me three different stories.
It's not good to do that because it's such a small collection.
Yes.
And you don't want to confuse people. I mean, there are a lot of beautiful pieces in the collection.
Yeah.
However, he could have stuck with just one and ran with it.
It's like everything but the kitchen sink is on that outfit. Like, what am I looking at? Wait, flowers here, and then there's like...
Applique.
Yeah. It's like, this. Here's the thing, to me, it's like just because you can doesn't mean you should.
One of the things I love most about Philip is this exotic Filipino woman.
Yes.
You could tell his roots.
I really loved his cutouts that he wrapped in fabric and used in...
That to me was a new technique.
Yeah,
You should have ran with
Yeah.
that.
That was my favorite.
I was
should have ran
hoping
with
the
that.
same thing, that
Yes.
he would have taken that idea and built a collection around it.
And that would have been enough.
Exactly. And you know what? That's embellishment, but in a new way. That's
Exactly. It was so fresh.
right.
His treatment was so different.
Exactly. I really like the fact that he could take crochet and make it younger.
Yes.
Exactly.
And sexy. And
I think that if he can learn to tame his urges,
Right.
he will go really far.
He needs a leash.
Well, let's go to the other spectrum. What do we think about VJs?
It was, for me, a question of fabric choices. As a
I think-
designer, these kids have to learn that fabric is everything. And unfortunately, a lot of the fabric choices that VJ did was just a little bit, for me, questionable.
Yeah.
The simpler the design, the better, the more important the choice of fabric is. And given that they had enough time and money to spend on all these things, I felt that he failed.
And here's the thing, they were good ideas. Granted, if you give it to a good factory, they're going to finish it beautifully. You know, certain things I felt that you know, necklines were not necessarily practical, even if he wants to address the practical
I know who wants to
modern
wear
woman.
that low.
Where's she going with that?
It's the eye for simple, clean silhouette, which is very marketable.
Well, what do we think about Aries?
Even if you take it apart separately,
Yes.
they always will work.
Each individual item, you take out all the antics, you know, all the props for
Yes.
runway. I can imagine those dresses and those outfits on young girls now.
What impressed me most is his story. He's
Yes.
such a high concept designer, and he comes up with this story, and then he designs it, and he sketches it, and you see the story translated all the way onto the runway. And on top of that, people will buy it.
Here's the thing, if he had a great story, it was funny, but
Yeah.
take away the story, you still like the clothes.
And you still like the clothes.
Exactly. I loved Aries' collection because it was so complicated and yet it looked so subtle and sublime. Some pieces were off, like the finale gown that really just brought it all down.
That last dress was the pits
end.
for me.
That was,
that was
really
that was down.
wrong number. That was
It
a
could have
wrong
been
number.
in black.
He was going through this whole edgy thing, and
It
at the
seemed
end,
like
I
it wanted
felt
to be
like
another dress.
I was left hanging.
Yes.
It's like, this is the finale dress. Where is it? So guys, this is it.
You know what's, this is very important, and we have to really think about our decisions carefully because this is the future of our industry, and we are actually choosing, you know, the next generation. So it's kind of difficult as a designer also because so much pressure is on me right now, saying this is going to be who we are.
I'm like rooting for all of them. There can only be one winner.
I know. But aren't you just so proud of all of
All
them?
of them.
All three of them.
Right, Cesar?
I'm really very happy. Upon seeing the collection, being a young designer, they could come up with something like that. That was really great.
It also makes it really hard because all of them are so distinctive.
Distinct.
They were all-
It's like designing for various different
Right.
niche markets.
with no
So,
compare.
You can't compare.
Are you ready
think
to
we
make
are.
a decision?
Yes.
I think so, too.
we are.
Okay, this is it.
Is it?
Let's call him back out. Welcome back. We know that you've worked long and hard to make it to this point. And once again, we want to congratulate you for doing a fantastic job. But as you know, there can only be one winner. Philip, once again, you've shown us that you know how to bring out the best in a woman's body. Your construction was impeccable, and you were able to make crochet look young and modern again. Not an easy feat. But you lack restraint. And just because you can, doesn't mean you should. VJ, your collection was modern, clean, and elegant. At this early stage, you've shown that you have a good grasp on what women want to wear. However, you still need some work on your fabric choices. And overall, your collection could have been more ambitious. Aries, your collection was cohesive and successfully told a story. Your masterful tailoring was definitely on display, and you were able to make complicated outfits without it being too busy. However, not all your outfits worked. In a way, your outstanding pieces made your weak ones even weaker. VJ? I'm sorry, but you're out.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the time and the support. Thank you.
See you soon.